Hi, good morning to all my dear watcher and follower. Today I will be sharing on, as you can see, the topic. I'm here at PJ today, so later I'll be doing some promotion as well. So, uh, so for those that are watching, right? Why I want to do this live video today because I want to help people to actually wake up from what? Because I have heard a lot of customers saying that their rental income is not high, or they are finding very hard now to cover their installment. So I think this video is for you if let's say you are currently having properties, or let's say you are owning few properties and actually don't know what to do with it. So today I'm going to give you 3 points on what you should check before. I mean, these 3 points to check whether if your property can able to get a higher rental than what you're getting now. So if you are still guessing how, actually very simple and it's very popular now. Basically, it's Airbnb. I think this topic is something where a lot of people heard about it, and I do have a lot of investor and customer heard about this. But why they are not doing it is because most of the people don't know how to do it, or they are fearful. So for those that are watching, right, I'm sure you have seen or heard a lot of these investors nowadays, right? They are targeting on Airbnb. So let's say if you have the same thought lah, like some of my customers thinking that they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do, and most importantly, they scared they don't have the expertise, they don't have the talent to do it, right? So if you have the same thought, do comment below. Okay, if you comment Airbnb right on my comment box, so later I will send you a summary of what I'm going to talk about today. All right, so a lot of times people, especially in market nowadays, right, especially now where rental prices or even I would say property is oversupply, right? So for a lot of property investors that have invested about 5 to 10 years ago, right, you might have faced a problem now whereby you actually are going for a price war. So what do you mean by price war is that you're actually fighting with other units on the rental prices. So you will realize that the rental price, right, 1 year from 1 year, instead of going up, right, actually it's going down. So what has actually caused this, and what is the solution for this? So actually, I think for a lot of people, right, if you are watching now, okay, do stay tuned until the end of the video. And most importantly is that today I'm going to teach you three things that you should take note to know whether is your property suitable for Airbnb. Okay, so if you look from my topic today is we are talking about rental prices, because I have heard one investor of mine actually he only do Airbnb for full time. So I asked him do you have a full time job? He said actually I have a part time job lah. But I said part time job but how do you able to cover your expenses or your commitment every month? So he's telling me he's been doing this business like property business. Then I tell him, is it agent? No, it's not an agent. And then I ask him, how do you get the capital? If you are not an agent, how do you get the capital to actually start this business? So he said, no, I actually using other people unit to make money. What I mean by other people unit? So basically he has been doing a lot of leasing management, so that he take other people's unit and then he rent it out for the owners, and then he actually, I mean, he pay the owners definitely a fixed rental but then he used the unit, right, to actually rent out for other purpose right? So when I say other purpose, then I ask him what are you doing with the units? Or let's say you have so many units, right, you're paying rental to the owner every month, so how are you going to cover your expenses? Then he tell me that actually normally example let's say a standard unit in PJ, right, most of the rental price is 2,000, right? So actually he able to generate up to 8,000 rental every month. So then I question how do we able to generate so high rental than the normal market? Then he said through Airbnb right? So I think a lot of you maybe on watching now have heard about Airbnb, but I think most people, right, don't know how to do it or whether is it suitable to do it. So today I give you 3 points for you to take note on how to do it, and then most importantly is whether is your property suitable or not, right? So for those that are watching, please help me to share it out, because today I'll be giving you tips on whether is your property able to generate higher rental, And secondly, most importantly, today I will do a bit of promotion. Okay, so it's basically on a new property which I feel is suitable for Airbnb lah. Alright, so straight to the point today. So I'm going to talk about Airbnb. So for a lot of you that are watching right now, so you might have question or you might have property on hand right now and you don't know how to able to generate higher rental than market, right? So I actually giving you this solution. It's called doing Airbnb, or another word we call it is short-term rental. Alright, so before that, just give me a minute. Right, so for those that are watching, I appreciate if you share it out because today I'm giving you a lot of tips, a lot of free tips, and I think it will help you to able to generate you a higher rental. So let's say if you are still lost or you have a lot of property, you are actually covering installment every month, and you actually find it very difficult in terms of cash flow, please watch until the end of the video, because today I'm going to give you 3 tips, right, on how to know whether is your property, right, suitable for Airbnb, and most importantly, right, is how you're able to increase the rental income, right, from let's say 2,000 to 8,000, right? So how my investor do it, or how my friends able to do it. Okay, so he's basically taking owner unit, so he actually rent a lot of unit lah from owners, about 2,000 ringgit. Then he actually rent it out, right, or we call it Airbnb out, and then he able to generate 8,000 cash flow every month. So means he, after minus all his expenses, right, every month he's making about 5,000 to 6,000 a unit. So imagine you have 10 unit, right, you are actually making close to 40 to 50,000, right? So this is actually the power of knowledge. Okay, so a lot of people thought Airbnb is something you must be talented to do it, or you must have the business mindset to do it. Actually, it's nothing about it. It's all about knowing what is the requirement only. So today I will giving you 3 tips, right? Very important. These 3 tips will help you to know, right, whether is your property suitable for Airbnb. And most importantly, on the second part of the video later, right, I will share, do some promotion. I will share you a property which I think can immediately generate you that passive income from Airbnb. All right, how going to do it? I will give you a solution today. Right. So for those that are watching, help me to share it out, or if you find this video can help a lot of investors, do share it out as well. Most importantly today is that I will give you 3 tips to know whether is your property suitable to do Airbnb or not. Or let's say you are currently an investor, okay, you have a lot of property, either it's commercial, residential. I'm sure you are facing this issue also, whereby rental prices, right, is being pressed. Okay, so today I'm going to do an English version. So if let's say for those that maybe cannot catch up, no worries, I'll be doing a live session next week on Chinese version also. So today I'm going to give you a tips lah. I'll be giving money out also. So once you know this knowledge, right, immediately I assure you immediately you can generate 2 to 3 times more rental. So for those that want to know how, remember to watch until the end of the video lah. So today basically I'm going to teach you 3 things that you have to take note for you to know whether your property is suitable to do Airbnb. Or in other words, how can we triple or double our rental price, okay, in a short space of time lah. So back to the story just now, I'm saying, right, my friend he actually making close to 40 to 50,000 every month. So I asked him lah, how do you do it? Do you really buy so many properties, right, and do Airbnb? He said, no, I actually don't buy any of the property. In fact, I actually use other people's property to make money, right? So a lot of you maybe want to know the secret, and I have spent close to about a few hours, and he finally told me something that is very useful, and I learned a lot, and today actually I want to share out to you, okay? So when we talk about Airbnb, right, the number one, I said 3 criteria lah, okay? So the number 1 criteria before you know whether your property is suitable for Airbnb, right, you have to do the price study, which means that you look at the pricing, what is the rental rate like. So example, today you are invested in KLCC, example, right? So KLCC right now is considered the hotspot for Airbnb. Why is it so? Why KLCC is a Airbnb place and other places are not? So how do we know whether it's a location, right, suitable for Airbnb? Alright, so you might have a question. So it's very simple actually, very simple. So what you do is basically you just go online, okay, and you log into Airbnb. So basically you do a location search. So example, today you want to do a Airbnb in, example, Damansara, okay, because I'm now in Damansara. So actually this new property also in Damansara. Okay, so if you want to know what is this property about, stay tuned to my second part of the video. Later I will share it to you. But most importantly is, how do we know if, let's say, Damansara example is suitable to do Airbnb, right? Some of you might have questioned, maybe your location right now you are staying, or right now you have invested. If you want to know also, do comment below. Okay, comment Airbnb. I will later PM you. I will let you know how to do it. Alright, very simple lah. So general guideline is like that. Today you want to know whether your location is suitable for Airbnb, you just go to Airbnb, do a location search, which means that try to find what is the we call it the rental price right now in that area for Airbnb. So how do we know whether is it suitable or not? Very simple. You just study the per night price, okay, per night rental price. Okay, so example in Damansara, okay, in Damansara right now, my friend is actually running a Airbnb business. Okay, he's actually have a unit here in if you know the location now, it's called Empire. Okay, so Empire is actually located in Damansara Perdana. They actually last time when he invested, right, it's basically like a office suite like a studio, but it comes with a loft design. So actually it's a 2-floor unit. So actually he has owned the property for about 3 years already. So every month he's making very good returns. So of course I'm curious lah, how do you know that this location is suitable? So of course he's very brave lah, right? So one thing I have to applaud my friend is he's very brave. He actually invested with zero knowledge, but he learned throughout the way lor. And one of the simple tips that he gave me is so straightforward. I like it, and I think you can apply it. Is that, let's say today you want to run an Airbnb business, you just have to do the rental location, the area search lah, which means that you go to Airbnb website, you search for that location, right? What is the rental price per night? Example, Damansara is around 150 ringgit per night. Okay, so when you know it's 150 ringgit per night, what you do is that, of course, you have to calculate the total returns you can get in a month. Example lah, because installment we pay by month ma. So how do we cover the cost? It's basically we collect total rental for 1 month. Okay, of course Airbnb very rare lah, I would say, unless the location is super good, right? Very rare lah, you can actually get full occupancy, which means every night rent out. Impossible lah, right? I would say impossible, because there must be few nights that is empty. So average lah, or the average number lah of occupancy per night, right? So is how much? So if you are curious about it, remember to comment. Okay, comment also, like and share this video out. I will let you know what is the magic number. Okay, then actually once you know the number, right, then you will know how much rental roughly you can get a month. Okay, then from there, right, you are able to know whether your property is suitable for Airbnb. So very important, just now I mentioned, right? So like I said, do a location search first. So how do we know whether is it suitable or not? Very simple. So you just take, let's say, Damansara, you do a location search on Airbnb, and you find that rental per night here is, let's say, 150 ringgit. Okay, so 150 ringgit per night, then you actually calculate it by 1 month. What is the maximum rental I can get for 1 month? Okay, so what is the, I would say, what is the magic number you should use to find this total rental per month? So if you want to know, remember to like and share. Okay, so the magic number, I will share it out to you, is basically we usually we'll take average number lah. We don't take the maximum of 30 nights because it's impossible to rent out every night. Okay, and we also don't take too low lah. If let's say if 10 nights, 15 nights, then means the location is not suitable. So average lah, we call it hotspot lah, usually is 25 nights. But of course, to be safe, I would say 20 nights is the number. So let's say if you use 150 ringgit, multiply by the total nights rented out, estimation 20 nights, then you get 3,000 ringgit. So once you know there is a potential rental of 3,000 ringgit, so how are you going to see whether if this location is suitable or not? So very simple. To know whether it's suitable or not, you just have to make sure that you compare the 3,000 ringgit you get for this unit, compare with if let's say you rent out normally, which means you rent out on a normal basis 12 months, for 24 months we call it the normal tenancy which means you get a tenants for you with a tenancy agreement Okay, so if you compare, let's say now you can earn 3,000 and normal rental is about 1,000, let's say 1,500. Okay, so if compare 1,500 to 3,000, then means this location can do Airbnb. Why I say so is because normally when we see if the location is suitable for Airbnb, right, we must make sure that the potential rental that you get from Airbnb must be double, 2 times of what you can get from normal rental. Why I say so? Because if you do Airbnb today, right, there will be a cost involved. And how much cost will be involved, right? Or how do we know whether it's worth it, right? Will depends on the number, right? So as I said, Airbnb is not about talent. It's not about whether are you a professional investor or experienced investor. It's all about the knowledge. So today I'm going to teach you this first point is how do we know? So again, do a location search. So let's say if you know that the potential rental for Airbnb for your property can go up to, let's say example, Damansara, right? One studio unit, potential rental can go up to 3,000 ringgit. And the normal rental right now, if you do the normal tenancy agreement is 1,500. Okay, means that your Airbnb potential rental is double of the normal rental. That means that this location is safe to do Airbnb. Why I say so? Because Airbnb, right, as I said, it's not about, of course, it's about making money, lah. That's number one, lah. But you know, lah, when you do a business, making money, definitely there will be a cost, right? So today I'm going to tell you what is the cost also, and roughly how many percent you must allocate for cost. So again, back to my point number one, why is it important to know what is the potential rental? Because in Airbnb, there is always a cost. And how much is the cost is, right? Usually is, I use a magic number lah, is 20%. 20%. Okay, now back to my point just now. Why I say it's important to see if your potential Airbnb rental is how much. It's because when you know, let's say your potential rental, right, is let's say 3,000 and normal rental is 1,500, mean you can actually get double, right? You make 100% more, okay? So why we want to know this? Because do Airbnb there is a cost, okay? Usually it's 20 to 30%, so we have to minus out the cost. So example, let's say today your potential rental is 3,000 and your normal rental is only 1,500. So you make an extra 1,500. But you must know that from the additional 1,500, right, you won't get total as pure profit. I would say half of it will be go to the cost. Cost like what? Okay, so cost could be like the management cost. Example, laundry lah, utility lah, internet lah, cleaning service lah, right? These are the costs you must do. And most importantly, if you post it on Airbnb or let's say Agoda, they always will be call it the agent cost also, which means they will take a few percent from it. So to be safe, right, or to know whether is your location suitable, they must be at least double of the normal rental that you'll be getting. Only then you decide to do Airbnb. If not, if let's say normal rental 1,500, your potential Airbnb rental only 2,000, then it's not worth it already. Because why? Airbnb requires you to take a lot of time, and most importantly, if you got rely on other management, which means you get other people to manage for you, there will be a profit sharing. And I worried by the time you do profit sharing, right, you don't get anything. But there's a risk is that what if okay, you rent out Airbnb, right? Because after Airbnb, maybe 1 to 2 years, the condition not as good already. Your unit maybe a bit old already. Then your every month rental also not enough to cover, right, your installment. Then it's not worth it. You might as well do the normal rental. So this is point number one. All right, point number one is so important, right? For you to do the calculation first. So for those that if you are worried that you miss out on the point number one, you can watch back or you can comment Airbnb below. Later I will share it, the summary to you. Okay, so now back, go to point number two. So today I'll be sharing 3 points on to know whether is your property suitable for Airbnb. So as I said, point number one is do the area search first. So now come to second point, which is very, 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 very important. It's so important I have to repeat 5 times. Okay, so basically point number 2 is about, I think this is common sense okay, what is your potential market? I think a lot of people, right, they are so attracted to Airbnb, right, but they actually never know what is their potential market. Just like you do a business, Today you want to sell nasi lemak. Okay, you want to sell a nasi lemak also, you must know whether if the people eat nasi lemak or not, right? So if you want to sell a nasi lemak in Australia, all right, most likely no people are going to buy for you. But let's say you sell in Malaysia, definitely lah, that's our local hotspot now. So same to Airbnb as well. Whether if your area is suitable for Airbnb, the population is very important. So if you still don't know what is population means, it's very simple. Today, you go to your property, right? Usually lah, for me to know whether it's a location suitable for Airbnb, right, I will go to the property around 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Why this golden hour? Is because during 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. is a lot of people either off from work. Secondly, a lot of people off from their studies, so you might see a lot of students, a lot of these working professional, right? Try to see their type of people. Are they local or are they foreigner? Is this important? Try to guess. Why is this important? I think you might know already lah. Why lah? Because if this location okay, majority is all local, right? Means you look around lah, all the faces are local faces, right? You might have a risk if you do Airbnb. Why I say it's a risk because if this area, right, a lot of them is local there, then means that you want to do Airbnb will be a bit challenging. First thing is because if your area is too focused on local market which means that this area is all local staying, right, definitely I would say the potential for Airbnb will be very limited because you have to understand and you have to accept this thing. Airbnb is a hotel in a way lah. It's actually to replace hotel. So who will want to stay in the hotel? Usually it's those people that don't want to stay for too long or they want a short stay but at a cheap price. That's why they go for Airbnb. So let's say if you ask a lot of local okay, if let's say I'm working in KL example right, I need to commute every day to work, or let's say I have children, I need to fetch my children to study every day. Imagine if let's say they stay in the Airbnb, right, they have to move places from places. It's very troublesome. So you got it right, my point, right? So let's say today you want to target Airbnb to the local market, right? It will be a bit hard. I might as well suggest you to do normal tenancy because usually people local, I would say, right, they work here, they study here, or if let's say they have children studying here, right, they will go for the normal rental because they have to drive to work every day Takkan you ask them to move places to places, right? Then it doesn't make sense, correct? So might as well I say for longer term, I might get a cheaper rental price compared to if I do Airbnb or I stay in Airbnb, right? So again, always study the area, which means that this is point number 2 okay? So just now point number 1 is I teach you the calculation. Point number 2 now is based on your observation already. This is a bit also on logical sense If today your area is all focused on local, a bit hard. So what you do, right, you drive to the location usually around 6 or 7 p.m. or you can be in the morning, maybe during working hour, rush hour, around 6 to 9 a.m. Try to look around the people walk in and out. What type of people are they? Alright, so let's say if you feel it's too troublesome for you, very simple, you can go on the weekend also. Try to walk around the facility, see, let's say during 4 to 5 p.m. what sort of people are walking around. If let's say most of them are foreigner, right, I can tell you if you do Airbnb in this sort of area, right, definitely it's very suitable. Okay, so this is the second point I want to tell you because it's very important for you to know what is the potential market. Is it tourist? Is it doctor? Is it nurse? Or could it be anyone expatriate? Alright, so this also will determine, right, the recurrence. Means today you want to do a business. Of course, you don't want just earn one-time business, right? You don't want just earn that big money first time and then second month you lose money, right? In business, we always talk about consistent. Okay, every month you must make the positive rental, correct? So let's say if your area has more tourists or more foreigner, it simply means that that next month, following month, the 4th month, the 5th month, right, you don't have to worry the rental price suddenly drop. Okay, because if you have foreigner a lot, right, it means that the movement is a lot. I can assure you Malaysia is considered a tropical holiday heaven. Because why? First thing, our weather very good. So you can see that a lot of times, right, any month, there's a lot of tourists coming in. Because in other area, right, in their country, when they are cold, it's very suffering one. So they want to go for hot weather area. That's why Malaysia, all season, definitely got tourists one. That's why I say, right, if you want to make money in Airbnb or you want to make more than other people, right, make sure your area there, right, as I said, this is point number 2. Make sure that your area, you go and look during 4 to 5 p.m. or let's say during 6 to 7 p.m. you drive around the property, see how many people are foreigner, how many people are local. If let's say most of it are foreigner, then you are very safe already, because every month you're going to make that consistent return already. Because if you have a lot of tourists in the area, means that I would say during 1 year consistently you get a lot of business, recurring business, repeat business. Because if that person like your unit once he like already every year you trust me, every year he will come back to look for you. This is a true scenario. So I think now got a lot of people watching, right? I share you a story now. Actually, this is a success story from my friend. My friend told me he actually running an Airbnb business. The number 1 to success for Airbnb is not because his unit I would say the location is super good. It's not about that. Because if today your unit, right, is new, is nice, definitely and the location, of course, as I said, location important if the location is right, definitely people will come in. There will be demand for Airbnb. Whether you make additional money more than other people is on your service and on your unit because as I said, my friend told me, in order for you to make a lot of money, right, you don't have to worry if everything is right, because the customer will come back every year. Tourists like that one Tourists, if you like the place, you try to go there every year. Just like I like Japan, I will always want to go back to Japan. So, but nowadays, because of Airbnb, it changed the business altogether. Nowadays, people can actually go back to the Airbnb or the unit that they like because they know that first thing, they save money Secondly, they like the experience, definitely they will come back So again, if you want to do Airbnb business, don't just do one-time business. Try to do recurring business. That's why point number 2 is so important whether if your unit is suitable or you can make more than other people. So let's say if you're scared of missing out my point, right, remember to comment Airbnb. Later I will PM you personally. Or if let's say you have any question on the property, whether is it suitable for Airbnb, do comment also. Okay, I will PM you the recipe. Okay, so now to the third point, which is about management. Okay, so just now I mentioned there will be 3 important checklists for you to know whether is your property is suitable for Airbnb. Number 1 is do an area search. Try to see if the potential Airbnb return can be higher than the normal rental, which means you look, compare you go to Airbnb and you go to iProperty, compare the rental return. If let's say it's double or more, means that it's suitable. What I mean double or more, you find the Airbnb average night rent, let's say 150 ringgit, you multiply by the average occupancy, which means the average rent out rate usually is 20 night okay, to be safe You multiply by 20 night, let's say it's 150 ringgit, multiply 20 night is 3,000 ringgit, and you compare to the normal rental. If let's say normal rental is 1,500 means today you rent out for 1 year is 1,500, means that this property Airbnb rental can be double. Then it's safe. Because always remember, you need to cover a lot of costs, and the cost is how much, usually is 20 to 30%. Okay, that's point number 1. Point number 2 is that try to know what is your potential market. And how do we know that? Don't rely on agent. Don't rely on what your uncle, auntie say, or don't rely on what is the past record say. Go and look for yourself. You go around that location around 6 to 7 p.m. Try to see what type of people is walking around there. Is it more local or more tourists? Very straightforward. Third thing, now comes to the most important point. Okay, so important I have to manage. I will repeat it so many times, which is the management. I think a lot of you, right, you must have invested a lot of property. Okay, but I think not every one of you have invested in Airbnb, or we call it a Soho or service apartment. Maybe you are staying in a landed. Okay, you might not know about this. Houses nowadays are not like houses last time. Houses nowadays, most of it, majority of it, more than 50% of it is high rises. What I mean by high rises? Condominium service apartment Soho alright? So you might have heard a lot of this agent call you to invest this, invest that. Most of it is high rise already. Landed, very rare unless you go very far. Okay, so today you want to do Airbnb service, definitely if you ask me compare landed and condo, then definitely condo will be very suitable. Or we call it high rise, I won't say condo lah. Okay, high rise. High rise means that it's more than 30 floor lah. High one, very high. Okay, so why these property are suitable for Airbnb? It's because first thing, condo has more facility. I think most people would know lah. Condo you buy is for facility ma. So today you want to do Airbnb. Similarly, people will also ask you what is the facility, because today Airbnb is to replace hotel ma. So today if I want to stay in Airbnb, definitely I want to get at least is a hotel service or better lah for a cheaper price, right? Common sense lah. So whether to know if your property is suitable actually will fall back to your management. Why I have to emphasize management? Because today you stay in a high rise, okay? You are under a management committee, which means anything you do with your unit, renovation, whether you want to buy a dog or cat, you have to ask for management approval. So for those that stay in condo, you will know about the pain lah. Can be a pain. For me, it's a benefit, because why? Management will determine the quality, maintenance, and the resale value of your property. Agree or not? I think for those a lot of seasoned investors, you will know lah. You buy a wrong property, it's not because of the location. Most of the time, it's because of management. Just like one of the example in Oakland Road, right? So for those that know Oakland Road, this location, right? There used to be this one very hot spot called Scott Garden. Okay, so for those that are staying there, you should know Scott Garden reputation, right? First thing you hear about Scott Garden, you will hear about pub lor, drink lor, beer lor, or entertainment lor. What entertainment? I don't know lah, right? You go and look for yourself. So this Airbnb, my colleague is laughing. I think he went there before. Okay, so when you talk about Scott Garden, okay, this location, why last time make a lot of money, now don't make a lot of money? It's all about management. Okay, so as I said, management will determine your quality, your maintenance, also your resale value. So why Scott Garden not doing good? Last time doing good because of the management. You go there lah, you look at the swimming pool lah, alright? Usually swimming pool is blue color one ma. Their swimming pool is a big green one, I don't know why. Maybe there the water got a lot of very healthy microorganisms. Okay, so to put in other words, it means that management are not doing their job. Okay, so whether to know if your unit is suitable for Airbnb, third thing is about management. What I mean by management, because now high rises mostly are under strata management. What I mean by strata means one piece of land. If one piece of land, last time we buy a house, right? We buy the land also ma. Okay, nowadays you buy a house, you don't buy the land, you only buy the unit. Okay, so don't mistake. If agent tell you, oh, you buy the land also, they're cheating on you. Okay, you just buy the unit, so it's fall under strata management, which means one land, I share with few buyers maybe 100 buyers and 200 buyers. Okay, so this is called strata, and because of this, right, or because of strata, right, a lot of restriction especially what you can buy, dog or cat or rabbit or hamster. if they complain dog too noisy, then you buy hamster lah, right? This is just a story, a funny story anyway. So another thing, renovation right? You want to hang your bra, your clothes outside, I care a lot, also have to fall back to management. And most importantly is Airbnb lah, alright? So whether if your unit can do Airbnb also depend on management. So let's say today I want to know what is the best property to do Airbnb. No need to say lah. Definitely it's not residential, because residential you do secretly can you want to do officially, publicly, try to be careful lah. Because imagine your house lah. Okay, let's say you are staying in a house. Beside your house is a Airbnb operator, and every day he rent out to a lot of foreigners. You never seen them before one lah. Okay, and they go in and out every night, different people. Imagine the security lah. Okay, you ask yourself lah. Today you see a new neighbor, you also shocked. Wait, who is that? Okay, right? Same to Airbnb lah. If let's say your neighbor is running Airbnb service, you see a lot of different people. You also will shock or question right? So again, that is why a lot residential property they don't allow, because of privacy issue. So let's say today you want to know whether your property is suitable or not. Try to look at the management. Okay, what is their decision? Some they give, some they don't. But you want to be safe, you just get a commercial property lah. Okay, because under commercial property, you can do anything you like. Okay, so how do we know whether it's a property under commercial or residential? You just look at the title, okay? You look at the land title. So before you buy a property, you ask the agent, is this under residential or commercial lah? So most of the time under commercial, right, it will fall under commercial title, which means that this property is used for business. Means that you can do anything on the unit as long as it can make money for you lah. And this is why a lot of people, usually seasoned investor or professional investor, right, they start off with residential one. Slowly, they'll go to commercial. Why? Because commercial can give them higher rental upside, right? Residential, usually the rental price appreciate but not much. But commercial, very fast. Once the location is hot, boom, double, triple. And this is the beauty about commercial property and Airbnb. So let's say today you want to know whether your property is suitable, check your management. And secondly, most importantly, if you want to invest in an Airbnb property right now, ask the agent, okay, is it allowed? If not allowed, think twice. If it's allowed, there will be two types of property you can choose. Either it's like condo, service apartment, or can be a commercial. So usually commercial popular one are like Soho, Soho, Lounge, Loft, Sovo. So all this title means that the unit is for commercial and you can use it for Airbnb. Hi Mary, hi Jason, morning. So for those that are watching, right, if you want to get a highlight of today, what I mentioned, right, so please remember to comment Airbnb below. I will send you the summary of what I said today. So again, let me summarize the 3 points that you have to take note. Whether is your property is suitable for Airbnb. Number one is rental upside. Okay, always ask yourself, what is the potential rental I can get? Just like you buy a share, or you buy a stock, or you buy a business. Okay, you always ask, what is my potential turnover? What is my potential sales? Just like Airbnb. If you don't ask, how do you know? Right? If you do it without checking, it's like going to a wall without a shield. Right? People stab you directly, you die immediately, very fast. Okay? So second point is look around the location. What type of people are staying there? So how to find it? Don't ask agent, don't ask uncle, auntie, don't ask your friend. Go and see yourself. Usually around 6 to 7 p.m. is the best time because that's where more people off from work. Then you can see, is it local or foreigner more? If it's more local, then I suggest the area maybe suitable for normal rental. Airbnb will be a bit hard. Okay? If it's more foreigner, you hit a jackpot already. Okay? You hit a jackpot already. And thirdly, of course, is management. Okay? Management very important. Ask your management whether it's Airbnb allowed. And if it's not allowed, then try to see, can you invest in a commercial property? Alright? Because commercial property, you can do anything you want. Right? So if you still don't know where to look for, or you have too many ideas, too many agents sending you too many messages, this here good, there good, or your uncle say, wow, that place very good. Trust me, if today you want to buy a unit to do Airbnb, and the auntie at the supermarket tell you it's good, it means that the area is already, a lot of people do Airbnb already. So maybe the upside is very limited. Agree? Yeah? So if you want to get the next golden egg, okay, watch the second part of my video. I will show you this new property. It's at PJ, can use for Airbnb, perfectly fine. If cannot, guarantee refund to you. Okay? Just joking. I'm just sharing you tips only. So for those that are watching, right, you want to know more, where is the next landmark for Airbnb, or let's say today you want to earn passive income for property. Just to share you a story, my friend which is doing Airbnb service now, how much she's earning. Anyone curious about how much you can earn from Airbnb? Anyone watching here? You can ask. Hi Sun Han. Wow, hi Mary. Don't call me sexy You're more sexy. Hi hi Mok. Okay, so if you want to know how much you can earn from Airbnb, right, try to guess Okay, yeah. So roughly how much you can earn if you can get your location right, you can earn. My friend right now is doing Airbnb, Damansara area. He is actually, how he run his business, right? He just rent from the market so means he look for unit which he feel perfect for Airbnb. Then he pay the owner a fixed rental, say 1,000, 2,000. The owner very happy because usually you give them slightly higher rental, right? Let's say normal market 2,000, you give him 2,500 immediately he rent out for you right? Of course, you must give him a notice that I'm going to do Airbnb Make sure you get his agreement If not, later he will shoot you. Okay? Then what he do, my friend, is he rent Okay? Then and then he used Airbnb lor, to rent out lor, to cover back his cost lor. So let's say one unit here now in PJ Damansara lah. Okay, let's say studio is about 1,500 lah. So he rent out from owner 1,800 lor. Give him a bit of sweetener lah. So 1,800, owner very happy. Okay. Then 1,800, then he rent out Airbnb lor. So now on average his rental per night is about 200 ringgit. Okay, normal market is 150, he can get 200 ringgit. So if you want to know how, he also shared me this secret. If you want to know how comment Airbnb, I will share it to you. Okay, so you actually get a bit more rental from other market, from other unit. So it's 200 per night. So average he rent out about 20 nights. So that's about 4,000. 4,000 one unit, he minus off his cost. Usually it's about 20%. So out from 4,000 to 20%, 800 lah. Minus off the rental, 1,800. He still make around 1,500 one unit. Imagine he got 10 unit. Yeah, if he got 10 unit, it's 10,000 lah. Just one area only. And his job very simple only. He just go to a nearby cafe, right? Stand by his laptop. Everyone check in, right? You pass the key, lor. That's his job only. And he's working on part time. Imagine if he's running another business. I tell you, this young guy, before 25 already making more than what you do if you run normal business. So if you want to know more tips how to know whether your Airbnb is suitable, comment below lah. Airbnb, okay, I will PM you. Any question you want to ask, okay, let me know. So now later I will do a second part of the video. I'll be sharing you some new properties. So if you want to know more about this, stay tuned on Prop Talk, and most importantly, follow or like my page and share this video out if you find it helpful. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you later. Bye.